All right, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shai. Shai. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect, the house of David. All right, on down to the believers, those who are going to believe the word of the men who are sent. All right, by Yahweh Shai. All right, as well as the women and children who will be delivered. All right, in these last days. All right, once Babylon the Great is destroyed, we're going to rule this earth, all right, as it is written, in total righteousness, all right, and all of our people, all right, including the ones that will be destroyed on this side, including the ones that you see acting a donkey, within Israel, all of us, starting with the 144, all right, under the Most High, Yahweh, his son, Yahweh Shai, and our King David and the rest of the 144, we will rule this earth in complete in utter righteousness. All right. The law, statutes, and commandments will be written in our hearts, and we will live everlasting joy in righteousness. All right. That is our message. And I always start the videos off with that, just in case, you got it misconstrued. That is our message. All right. Today I want to do, sort of like a testimony, sort of like, pretty much, my spin through the spirit of Yahweh Shai is something I've been thinking about for a while. A lot of things going on in Israel, and a lot of us brothers who are you see on these videos, we came in, around that great awakening, so to speak. At the end of 2007, when the apostles popped up on YouTube, and there was other groups on YouTube, who we learned some things from along our walk. All right. But there was one group that stood out. And me personally, I wanted to encourage brothers, and you younger brothers who are coming in and seeing all of these things happening. It's key that you view things through the spirit. You must, all right, understand that everything that we're dealing with, everything that we're doing, it is spiritual. Even the back and forth, it is spiritual. Okay, you just have to have a spiritual mind and discernment, which is not of you. It's a blessing from on high. All right, to see and understand what is what and make the right decision. As concerning the teachers, as concerning the reverence and which is a form of worship, all right, and all of these things that you see going on, it is key that you view these things spiritually. A lot of times things get thrown around, even at the time of the Messiah. And the first thing that we do is we get emotional and we view it carnally, all right? We are spiritually minded people. We're going to be the rulers of the next world. We have to understand judgment. We have to understand balance. We have to understand how to make the right decision. And we have to understand how to make the right decisions. That's why the Lord said the spiritual man judgeth all things. We'll get that. We'll start here at John 6:63. All right. It's not about the flesh. Okay. There's a lot of arguments that can be made in the flesh when dealing with who's right and who's wrong. All right. We can go back and forth in the flesh pretty much for eternity. All right. Because why? We all sin. We're all in the flesh and we all have faults. All right. But it all boils down to where does the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai lie? Because there was a particular doctrine. All right. If you pay attention to the story, it's another thing, brothers, you have to pay attention to the story, the spirit, the volume of the book. What is the story saying? The story is letting you know when you read it, all right, starting with the sons of God, Adam, the sons of God, on down, our Arphaxad, and Noah, these were all men and groups of men, the family of Ibar, his father, I think, was Shalamak or something like that, These were all men whom the Lord was dealing with, and these men have always stood. All right. It is because of these men that we read about, that the elect, all right, have the position that they have in the earth, all right? You know, of course, it's through Yahweh Shem Shai, but it is through our forefathers, men who were on the earth in the flesh, who had faults, all right? But the Lord put a spirit in them to stand for what is right. He put a spirit in them to edify, to elaborate, to continue on a legacy of righteousness, to continue on a legacy of his word, his ways being promoted and pushed, all right, in the planet Earth, man. That's not given to everyone to do, all right? So without further ado, this is John 6:63, all right? It says, it is the spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profited nothing, all right? The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life, okay? So it's important, all right, that we don't try to view and make all of our decisions, all right, based upon the flesh, because you will lose that way. You'll never find where the truth is if you're constantly viewing it through the flesh, because remember, the scriptures say all men sin, all right? The 144 who are on the planet Earth, which we'll get into, are here in the flesh, all right? Those of them that are on the planet Earth, they are here in the flesh, and they're going off. But the scriptures told you that they are without guile. That's why we are to mark the perfect man spiritually. You see, this is the battle that a lot of men will never, ever, ever win. All right. But Lord willing, we're able to overcome all things and put our emotions and put the flesh to the side. And when particular things come out, we view and weigh them through the spirit. All right. This is 1 Corinthians 2:15. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things. All right. The spiritual man is whom the Lord is raising up. It says, yet he himself is judged, all right, of no man, all right? So the spiritual man judgeth all things, all right? The spiritual man, the man who views and understands things through the spirit, all right? And, you know, one of the things in my walk, that's one of the things that I've tried my hardest to stay focused on is, this is a spiritual thing, man. You know, when you're dealing with the men of the Lord, when you're dealing with who are his men on the planet Earth, because they're here. All right. The men of the Lord are here. That's one thing that you must understand. Those very men that you're reading about, they are here on the planet Earth and they're teaching. Now, through the spirit, you have to mark and find where those men are, man. And make a decision of what, you know, some people believe that Nate's the way. Some people believe that Johanna is the way. Some people believe that, you know, Bubble Eyes is the way. And then you have various other, you know, offshoots and camps and this and this and that. Through our faith, all right, and through my faith, you know, I'm just speaking for myself and, you know, of course, for brothers who are a part of this body. It is our faith that those men dwell in Great Millstone. All right. You know, a lot of people make these carnal arguments as the 144 and GMS is this and this and that, you know, and it doesn't even make sense to answer those people, because the Lord ain't going to show you the 144 just like that, man. This is a thing of faith. We know that there's works being worked all over the planet Earth, man. But we do believe that the 144 will be in agreement with the doctrine of Great Millstone. All right. The pure 100% doctrine that was given to the men of the Lord back at the time of Yahweh Shah. We are now back, all right, and we're able to break these things down. So one thing that I've always kept in mind is that the men of the Lord, the ones who we read about, those men are back on the planet Earth, man. And when you look at what their trials, how they were viewed, you know, what they would go through, how you know, persistent and faithful they were. All right. You look on the planet Earth and you make a spiritual decision and you say, this has to be those men. And that is what we have done. This is what I have done. And because of that, there's a lot of kickback. All right. Now, one of the scriptures I wanted to start with here. All right. This is very, very key. All right. That we notice. All right. This is 1 Timothy 4:16. It says, Take heed unto yourselves and unto the doctrine. All right. Continue in them. So that's one of the things that's very important, and one of the things that we here at Great Millstone in particular focus on is the doctrine. There's no gray areas. There's a lot of Jake who want to live with these gray areas and live with these bugged out breakdowns and this and this and that. There was a doctrine. Okay, keep that in mind. And in your walk, there is a doctrine. There's a particular doctrine that was given to particular men to teach. All right. And those are the men whom the Lord are dealing with, man. It's not 4 doctrines. It's not 5 doctrines. There is a doctrine. And that doctrine is going to be spoken on the planet Earth through men. And through that message, salvation will come. And you want me to prove it? This is 1 Timothy 4:16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. All right. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. Okay. So when I read this scripture, I understand that there are men on the planet Earth. All right. Lord willing, I myself am one of them, or Lord willing, I'm myself am one of the ones who will, attend to those men, who will reverence those men, who will accept those men, who will treat those men with the utmost respect, as if Yahushua himself is dwelling in them, man. That's what this thing of worship is about, reverencing. Worship means you're worthy of your praise. Let's get this real quick. This is from the etymology. The Apostle Gabar just did a beautiful lesson on this very topic, but I'm just, pretty much lamb backing, or goat backing, whatever lawful, turkey backing, as long as it's lawful, piggyback, we don't do that, but it says worship, all right? It says worship, related, worshipped, worshiping, all right? It says Old English, all right? It says condition of being worthy, dignity, glory, distinction. Distinction, you're distinct from other men in Israel, all right? Honor, you're renowned, okay? You're worthy of what? Reverence, okay? Now, we here at Great Millstone, what we're saying is that this word, this doctrine that we have been taught, through the apostles, could very well lead to our salvation and the salvation of the elect, the body. You see, that in itself, when you think of it, the men who hold this doctrine are worthy of praise, which is a form of worship. You see, this is how I look at it, man. That's the spiritual way to look at what is being said. Now, if you're carnal, what will you do? You'll say, I'm not worshiping no man. The same thing they said to Yahushua. Because what? They said he was equating himself with the Most High. That is what they're saying to us. But if you understand this thing, there are particular men who have their glory under the Most High, his son Yahushua, man. Okay? They are going to be distinct. They are going to be hallowed, as the scripture says in 2nd Esdras, the second chapter, man. Those are the men to whom he gave this doctrine. Okay? Let's follow along. Now, the Apostle Tahar just did a video on this very chapter, John the 17th chapter, and I reposted it. Now, take a look at what's being said. This was after, this was before Yahushua was taken and beaten and bound. This was before the Passover, and Yahushua is speaking to the Father, making intercession for those men. All right. So when you read, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but let's get the point. All right. Let's see. Let's start at 4. John 17:4. I have glorified thee on the earth. That's what he did when he came on the earth. He did the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do. All right. And now, O Father, glorify thou me with thine own self, with the glory which I had with thee before the world was. All right. He had to he had to go through that hell before he can be back glorified. All right. And we're going to have to go through that hell before we can be back glorified as what? The sons of God, which we'll get. All right. It says, I have manifested thy name. All right. Unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. These men were chosen from the foundation of the earth, as we will get. Okay? When Yahweh Shai came onto the planet earth, he manifested the name of Yahweh along with the doctrine unto those men. And these are the men which were hand chosen by the Most High Yahweh himself. It says, thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word. All right. So what is being said here is that these men, of course, he was talking about the 12 at this time, as well as the other disciples, who follow and were in that body. But now the scriptures describe this as the 144,000. Which will show you. What this is saying, brothers, is that you see these men that it's talking about, what we're going to show you is that those men are here today. You see? So through the Spirit, we have made up our minds that this has to be the men. When we say we reverence, all right, which is a form of worship, the apostles of Great Millstone. Why? Because we believe that they're a part of this body. Therefore, we reverence them. Therefore, we treat them as if we would treat Yahweh Shai. Does this mean when we see them, we fall to our feet, screaming and bowing? Does this mean that they are above the Most High, equal with the Most High, equal with Yahweh Shai? Absolutely not. But as you can see here, Yahweh Shai, through the Spirit, is praying for these men. The Spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai is on this men, and that's how we acknowledge our brothers and our starting with our elders and apostles, man, and the rest of the brothers, man. They are worthy of their praise. All the brothers who are helping and building the house, and sisters, all right, because women are a part of it too, but they, in these times, you're not going to really see them too much, but women are a part of that house as well, all right? But it starts with the 144, man, okay? And we don't look at this thing for the flesh. See, people who are looking in the flesh, they're always going to make an objection in the flesh. You see, but we, in the Spirit, we understand that these men aren't going to be perfect in the flesh. These men are on the earth. They may slip with the tongue. They may do things that people don't like, that you don't agree with. All right. But we as spiritual people are to mark them perfect men. All right. Who's faithful in pushing his word. It says they have kept thy word. All right. Verse 7. Now they have known that all things whatsoever thou hast given me are of thee. All right. They are open. Their eyes are open, and they're back today, and their eyes are even more open. Like the Apostle Tahar said, we know more, all right, in these times than our forefathers did. Okay. There were visions that were given unto them that they didn't understand. But through the Spirit, we're back, or they are back, all right, breaking these things down for the people. It says, now this is the point that I want you to really, really, really listen to, all right? For I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, okay? Is this 20%? Is this 80%? No, this is 100%. You see, I have given unto them the words which thou gavest me, and they have received them. You see, the harsh things of the scriptures, They accept them. They teach them freely, knowing that the world is going to go crazy over hearing these things, man. But they receive those sins. They don't get emotional over the rape topic. They don't get emotional over the flower of the age and how the things worked in the ancient world. You know, they're not here promoting a lifestyle of mirth. Though, hey, you may catch them enjoying mirth in their daily lives. But what they do and what they push unto the nation of Israel in the form of pushing this word, it is authentic, it is pure, and is 100% according to what's written here. Now, a lot of men are trying to go up some other way and say that this order doesn't exist. All right, you have the Most High, you have his son Yahushua, you have his men, starting with Peter, King David, okay? And those men are back on the earth, all right? They're here today, okay? So the word, for I have given unto them the words, and how do we have those words today? Through the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit. The words which thou gavest me, and they have received them and have known surely that I came out from thee, all right? And they have believed that thou didst send me, okay? We believe, all right? I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. So not everybody in Israel has this lot, all right? Now, when you go down, a cut to these guys saying that they were taught, you know, by the Holy Spirit and they didn't need men. This is John 17:20. Neither I pray for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word. Okay? So there is a message, there is a doctrine, as we read here, 1 Timothy 4:16. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. There is a doctrine that is given to men, okay? And through their message, the believers will believe, turn back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and we will be sealed and delivered unto salvation. Okay? Now, this is Sirach 36, all right? And 14, it says, fill Sion, which is symbolic of Israel, with unspeakable oracles, in thy people with thy glory. And that's what's happening. It says, give testimony unto those which thou hast possessed from the beginning. Okay? Who are the ones that were possessed from the beginning? Okay? Salakia. When you get hold up. When you get Romans, thought I had it. Ephesians 1:4, it says, according, all right, as he have chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy and without blame before him in love, all right? So these men are here, right? So give testimony in Sirach 36:15 unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name. Reward them that wait for thee, and let thy prophets be found faithful. Okay, so me as a spiritual man, through my walk, knowing that the scriptures is telling me, as it says in Sirach, the 29th chapter, truth is going to return to them that practice it, man. Or Sirach 27. I got my pocket for somewhere here. It's all good. Oh, here it goes. Sirach 27, I think. Let me get that real quick. I know I have it marked, so I'll just go to my actual here instead of doing it all. It's Sirach 27:9. Birds will resort unto their like, so will truth return unto them that practice it. So through the Spirit, we know that these men are going to be raised up. here in these last days, man. Okay? These prophets, these men that were chosen, who we read about, and some we read about, some we haven't read about, but they had their lot, you know. These men are here on the planet Earth, man. And they would be found faithful. So when I look through Israel, when I look through all of these particular teachers, all right, the ones that that we have came to the spiritual decision, that are the men of the Lord, that have to be the household, that are leading men to be faithful in the word, are the apostles of Great Millstone. This is how we make our decision. We don't just wake up and just start men worshiping and blah and all of this mess that they're trying to put out there. This is a highly spiritual thing that we're a part of. This is a highly spiritual statement that Apostle Gabar is making that a lot of men don't understand. You have to look at this like, this man that I'm watching, this man that I'm next to, can be of the potential men whom the Lord chose from the foundation back here on the earth. It's not about his flesh. It's about the spirit, because this was a spiritual family before it was a family in the flesh. Okay? The Lord chose the spirits who are going to be the chosen. He chose the spirits within that who are going to be the teachers. He chose the spirits that were going to be the believers. And he chose the spirits overall who we would have mercy on for the first dominion. You could possibly be dealing with, camping with, learning from one of those men. So if you know that, wouldn't you want to treat him with the utmost respect? Wouldn't you want to treat him as tender and delicate as we once treated one another? Wouldn't you be like, wow, if you knew that Jeremiah was on the screen? Okay, Paul, on the screen. You see, Zerubbabel, all of the men of the Lord back in their lots, standing for what's right and pushing and being faithful in the word and the doctrine. All right, as we read, that will lead to salvation. Okay, because it is the new song that will lead to our salvation. My favorite scripture, Psalms 40:3. And he hath put a new song in my mouth, even praise unto our God. Many shall see it and fear and shall trust in the name of Yahweh. So it is through the new song, which we always read about here in Revelations. Okay? The new song, man. We read John the 17th chapter. Now let's read it. All right? In Revelations the 14th chapter. It's the same thing. And a spiritual man knows that these men, the 144, are here, man. All right? They're here on the planet Earth. Some of them are going to be on the chariot when the Messiah returns. All right? But a large bulk of those men are here on the planet Earth, man. You as a spiritual man have to mark and find out where is that household, man. Can it be a member of the 144 that right now is in IUIC, that is in GOCC, that is in, General Yohana's camp? Absolutely, man. But they're going to have to wake up out of that madness, man, because one, the scriptures don't say that there's one man who is chosen in these last days who we should turn to. Is he saying he's King David? All right. So General Yohanas, he's out the door. Through the Spirit, we can go into the scriptures and see, and they're not pushing the word. They're talking about black people. We're talking about the elect. We're talking about the kingdom of heaven. We're talking about actual righteous rulership. GOCC, you look at their spirit. They're just a big Christian church, man. Foolishness, mermaids, it's waxing worse and worse. They when I came into the truth, I used to learn from Bubble Eyes, man. And one thing I noticed that he used to push was that chip, man, the mark of the beast. Now he's backed off from that. Now when you see his followers, what are they saying? Well, we already have the mark of the beast in the form of cell phones. They're scattered. They're not in the right doctrine. Okay? You look at IUIC. We don't have to go into them. Jesus Christ is enough to let you know that's not the way to go. Okay? You have to change your name to a Hebrew name, but the power who created the heavens and the earth through his right hand, all right, they don't have to have a Hebrew name. We don't have to worry about their name, but we worry about our own names. We uplift ourselves. We talk about our temple. So the spiritual man, you looking at all of these things. You're looking at all of these guys. You got guys who are leading these camps. You got guys who are out there who can't even admit that they learned from another man. Now, how crazy is that? Why should I listen to anything that you have to say if you can't even admit that you learned from another? When I sat there and learned with you from another man, from the apostles of Great Millstone. All right? So the understanding of these scriptures are going to come from particular men, all right? We've made our stance of who we believe that they are, and we're aligning it with the scriptures, man. The Lord said, I will leave in thee an afflicted and poor people, man. And when you look at the body, they're afflicted and they're poor, man. But what? They shall trust in the name of the Lord, man. We compare spiritual things with spiritual, man. We ain't worried about the flesh, man. Worrying about the flesh is going to have you left out there, man. Revelations 14:1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000 having their father's name written in their foreheads. All right, didn't Yahushua say, I have manifested thy name, all right, to these men? Well, here's the fulfillment of that, man. Okay? And when you jump to verse 3, it says, and they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the beast, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. When were they redeemed from the earth? From the foundation of the earth, man. Okay? These are the teachers of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Okay? These are the men of the Lord, man. These men are on the planet Earth. All right? Let's see here. This is John 13:20. This is Yahushua. He's speaking to his disciples. And what did he say, all right, to them? He was telling them they go catch hell. He was telling them all types of things. It says, John 13:20. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that receiveth whomever I send, okay, key word, whoever he sent those men that we read about in John the 17th chapter and that we're reading about here in Revelation the 14th chapter. They have the doctrine that's going to lead to your salvation. Remember, we just read Psalms 40:3. All right, he hath put a new song in my mouth. Many shall see it and shall fear the Lord. That is how the body is going to be turned back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai through the word which he gave to these men. Now, where are they? I've made up my mind and I'm sticking with it. Now, what's your observation, and where do you say these men are? And you got to receive these men. You have to receive these men. This is according to the Holy Scriptures. You have to receive whomsoever, all right, Yahushua sent. So he that receiveth whomever I send receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. That's the order that we just read in John the 17th chapter, man. You see? So you have to receive his men. There's no other way, okay? Let's see here. Going back to Revelations 14, it says, these, talking about the 144, Revelations 14:4, that is 144. These are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. All right, that's why we go into the volume of the book and we bring out the things that are going to offend people. Like they say, the guy who got offended over the worship, he said, why would you bring that out knowing, our people all into idol worship. And when you deal with idol worship, you're bowing to the particular deity or idol and acknowledging that it is the Most High. It created you. That's where idol worship comes. Reverencing, all right, and learning and serving the great men whom Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai have chosen from the foundation of the earth is not idol worship. We worship Yahweh Shai, and we worship the men that he sent in spirit and in truth, in order, in understanding. We don't do it. We don't worship through bowing. No, we reverence them through how we treat them and how we help them, how we assist and aid them. If they come to your house, how you treat them. As it said in Matthew, the 25th chapter, man. Hopefully, I'm getting through what I am saying and you're understanding. This is how I view it. I've been thinking about this for a while. I basically just thought up a bunch of scriptures and put them here. So, it's pretty much all over the place. But I really do hope that you're seeing the theme of the Bible. What is it actually talking about? That's what we're put here to do, is give you the understanding of what this book is. So this is highly spiritual. Hey, you can't just open this book and just start talking, man. This platform we have through the Spirit is here because men who stood, all right, through even these times, from the time of Abba Bivens, all right, who is John the Baptist, whom is Elijah the prophet, who was gonna come, all right, to restore all things. So if you learn from a man, either way it goes, man. Either way it goes, you learn from a man. But going back to the 144, Revelations 14:4, these are they which were not defiled with women, meaning the other philosophies would never penetrate them and have them going bugged out, man. And when I look, although there's a bunch you can say in the flesh about us and about our elders and apostles, they're not perfect. They're not these high level, worldly men of high stature, well spoken and millions of dollars and the nicest cars and the nicest houses. And no, that's not what I'm looking for. All right. And that's not what any spiritual man should be looking for. Spiritual man should be looking for who is staying firm in the doctrine and teaching what needs to be taught. That's going to lead to salvation, man. They follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Hey, did the scriptures, is there a law on rape? Well, hey, let's bring it out. It's in the Bible. You see? And Jake just goes crazy, man. All right. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and unto the Lamb. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. That's why, all right, when you read Romans, the 8th chapter, it said there is no condemnation to them that are in Hamashiach. That's why it says, blessed is the man on whom the Lord have not imparted sin. All right. Now, amongst this walk, you're going to see your brother go off. You're going to see your brother get caught out there. Now, through the Spirit, you have to discern, you have to weigh a man through his through the Spirit, man. These carnal things pop up, and then, Jake is just ready to, because Jake needs a reason to say that you're not a man of the Lord. So when these things come, that's the end all be all for them. No, we don't view it like that, man. We understand that in their mouth being found no guile, all right, it's not a thing of the flesh. And that's what, my point here today. It is of the Spirit that is in that man, all right, that you weigh. Job asked the Lord, he said, weigh me in the balances that you may know my integrity. You view a man and you judge him through his integrity in this word, in this building. All right. And when you go down, it's talking about the 144. Then you keep going. It said in their mouth was found no guile. Then it jumps to verse 6. It says, I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel. The everlasting gospel is that word that was given to these men. This angel ain't on the earth flying around talking to people. This angel, this spirit is working through men. Okay? Proverbs 11:30, the fruit of the righteous is a tree of life. You shall know them by their fruits. And he that winneth souls is wise. Okay? And through the Spirit, my soul was won back to Hamashiach. All right? The Most High and His Son Yahushai. All right? Through the word which was given to me through these men. They are on the planet Earth. And what are they saying? It says, and I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel, but to preach to them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation, and to every kindred and tongue and people. And this is done through what? The unicorn, the internet. This gospel has went out. Things have changed since this word was put on YouTube, man. The world has took a drastic change since this word started going out. You see, and it's leading towards everything that is written. Everything that the apostles have been saying has happened. All through what? The power and inspiration of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That is how I mark the perfect man. Okay? This is my reason in saying that those are the men of the Lord. I sat with them. I ate with them. I broke bread with them. And I weighed them through the Spirit. I have nothing, the flesh has nothing to do with this. And the spirit that is inside of those men is a spirit of righteousness, man. Okay? They're not pedophiles. They're not looking to harm our families and tell us not to take care of our children, not to work. That's not true. Okay? There's no guile found in those men's mouth, I believe, through the Spirit. We know that those men are here. What's your answer? Where are they? All right? So let's see. Through these men, all right, the gospel will be preached, right? It says in there, and there followed another angel, because their word is going to lead to what? The downfall, all right? The counsel of the prophets will stand, man. Matter of fact, let's get Isaiah 44. Get Isaiah 44. It's pretty much an open forum, so we're just going through the Spirit. Let's see. This is Isaiah 44:26. All right. It says, that confirmeth the word of his servant, and performeth the counsel of his messengers, that saith to Jerusalem. All right. Thou shalt be inhabited in the cities of Judah. Ye shall be built, and I will raise up the decayed places thereof. So he confirmeth the word of his servants, and performed the counsel of his messengers. Who is his messengers? The prophets. Okay? So this is what this is saying in Revelations, the 14th chapter. Through their message, the end is going to come. And that's our main message. America's going to fall. You know, America is wicked. We're going into the prophecy showing you that this place is filthy spiritually. All right? That's what the men of the Lord are speaking here on the planet Earth, man. Now, another thing that you should take into consideration, Revelations 14 and 9, these men, it said, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice. Now, remember, these angels aren't on the earth doing this, but this angel is putting a particular energy. The Comforter, the men of the Lord are speaking these things, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, they shall drink of the wine and the wrath of God. Who is pushing this message? Who's pushing this message? This is another reason I believe through the Spirit, and I have faith that the apostles of Great Millstone are the men of the Lord, because they're doing exactly what it said the 144 will be doing. This is their message to the people on the earth, man. The chip is a big part of it. It brought the chip up in the message of the 144. Because they would be raised up. All right. Sirach 36:15. Give testimony unto those that thou hast possessed from the beginning, and raise up prophets that have been in thy name. They're raised up, and this is their message. It's giving you their message. Worship him that created the heavens, the earth, and this and this and that. All right, it was the Most High did that through his right hand, the first author of beauty, but we're not going to go there. But that's another thing, man. You know? So there's a great legacy and power that come with the men of the Lord. There's a great reverence we should have for those men. All right, Matthew 25. Real quick, Matthew 25. All right. This is Matthew 25 and 44. I'll just start at the point. It says, then shall he answer them, this is Yahushua, saying, Lord, all right. Matter of fact, you know what? Let's see. Matthew 25 and 34. All right, and I'll skip through it. Then said the king, saying to them on his right hand, come, all right, come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you in the foundation of the world. All right, for I was hungry and you gave me meat. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you took me in. All right, these things are all symbolic of the elect. The elect are thirsty. All right, the believers are thirsty. All right, the ones whom the Lord are going to have mercy on and who He set to believe, they're going to be thirsty for the word. They're going to be strangers. You're to take those men in. All right, no matter how they look too. That's another thing. It says, naked and ye clothed me. I was sick and ye visited me. I was in prison and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hungry and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? All right. It says, when saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, or came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, those he sinned, ye have done it unto me. All right. Do you worship Yahushua? Jake, some Jake will fight it and say, no, we don't, which is stupid. But if you say yes, all right, then the men that he sent, to a degree, under him, through the spirit he put on them, you have to reverence, which is a form of worship worthy of what? Your praise, man. See that? Worship, the condition of being worthy, dignity. They despise dignities, glory, distinction, honor, renown. And either way it go, these men are going to get their praise. The 144, the elect men are going to get their praise. Right now, Jake is just talking all of this crap because what? We're in the flesh, you see particular things that you don't like about somebody's personality. But when that spiritual power is given unto these men, wherever they are, according to your, then you're gonna want to reverence and bow to these men spiritually, man, and physically. Under Yahushua, under bowing to him, they're gonna bow to all the 144, man. Even the rest of the nation of Israel, when they see you, they're gonna know you're one of the men who stood firm. You're one of the men who the Lord chose from the foundation of the earth to stand and be, so we can be able to have this kingdom, man. This is what we're looking at this for. We're looking at this thing for a spiritual value. The word is can potentially, the word which the apostles gave us could potentially lead to your child, all right, having everything he wants, growing up, having thousands of children, millions of children, having his own legacy. If you have a daughter, she'll be married off to a righteous man, happy. The scriptures talk about little children running throughout the streets, animals not killing one another. This word that we're receiving could lead to that. So you damn right I'm going to worship and reverence the men who gave me that word that can potentially lead to that, because I have faith in this word, man. You see? Let's see. This is John 11 and John 1 and 11. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. But as many as received him, to them, all right, gave he power to become the sons of God, even to them that believe on his name. And with these men comes a legacy of judgment, comes a legacy of establishing a standard, comes a legacy of being those men, okay? But they're not going to be received. And because they come in that legacy, they're going to be accused of making themselves equal with God, just like Yahushua was in John the 10th chapter when they wanted to stone him, man. Okay? So John 13:20, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that receiveth whomsoever I send, receiveth me. Let's look up this word receive. Lambano, all right? Receive, all right? To take with hand, lay hold of any person or thing in order to use it, all right? Keep going down. Without the notion of violence, meaning that goes back to that tender and delicate. You see, we were once royalty, man. You know, this stuff that you see going on, we didn't used to act like this. Even when you had a particular man that was doing you wrong or your enemy, there was still a particular how far you would go, you know. We were once tender and delicate. That's why it says that in the law, the man who was once tender and delicate. We didn't treat each other like that. There was royalty, the holy kiss where we bowed to one another and acknowledged each other for the spiritual aspect of each other. Because we know that we're the Israelites. But see, that's all gone. We're living in this curse, and Jake is, they took hold to this Western doggy dog, way of life, and they're trying to mix it with the truth. But they're going to lose, man. When you go down, it says to claim, all right, procure for oneself, to associate with oneself as a companion, attendant. Okay, so you're receiving those men, man. Okay, it says to admit, all right, to take a thing due, all right, to receive what is offered, all right, not to refuse or reject. To receive a person, give him access to oneself. And how do you give access to oneself? We just read those characteristics in Matthew. All right? Through the Spirit, all right, you treat those men as if you would treat Yahushua. You can't get around what's written in the Holy Bible, man. All right? You have to receive the men whom he sent, okay? Where are they? Okay? Those men have power. This is John 20:21. Then Yahushua said unto them again, peace be unto you, as many as my Father have sent me. Okay? And we go get out of here in a minute. Even so send I you. Now this is something I would love for you guys to break down. All right, all of you guys, break this down. John 20:21. He's talking to the disciples. Do you admit that the disciples are back here today? Are the disciples a part of the 144? Absolutely. Their name is going to be written on gates, man. It says, and he said, and he have said this. And when he had said this, he breathed on them and said unto them, receive ye the Holy Ghost. And he's done that through what? The Comforter this time around. It says, whosoever sins ye remit, they are remitted unto them. And whosoever sins ye retain, they are retained. Now break that down. Correlate it with men who are on earth today, since you believe in reincarnation and you believe that the men of the Lord are back here today. Break down John the 20th chapter. Okay, since men are not a part of anything, you don't need a man, and man, same arguments they made with Yahushua, pretty much those arguments are being made today. I was going to get this scripture, how should they believe on him? But, through the Spirit, I just wanted to do this lesson to make sure that we're looking at everything that's being said spiritually, because you can get caught off guard if you view things carnally, man. A carnal mind is enmity with the Most High because it's not subject to righteousness, man. You see? It's not subject to this book. This book is not made for us to go into it and just be carnal, man. using our liberty for an occasion to the flesh. We're supposed to be, man, we got to be on our P's and Q's, man. We have to be able to judge things in balance, okay? How we want to be judged is how we need to judge, okay? So we're going to continue in the doctrine. We're going to continue to stand for that doctrine, because as we found out in the scriptures, there is a doctrine that was given to a select amount of men, all right, that is being preached, that was preached then and that will be preached now. Those men will not break their rank or their order, and they're here. Through the Spirit, we believe that we found that house, and we're hoping to add to that house. Hopefully we're some of those great men, all right? Those great men in Sirach or the 44th chapter, man. The men who stood against all odds, man. So that we can have this platform, man. Sirach 44:1. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begat us, man. All right? And if we're of this household, we're back standing in our lot because they begat us, all right? Through their works, we're able to be back on the planet Earth doing the same thing. The leaders of the people, man. So any man who's out there telling you that men are not a part of the program, that you don't have to listen to any man, you should know just basically by going through the scriptures that he's not a spiritual man. You see? He's not a spiritual man because he's viewing things carnally, and he wants a corruptible crown. He doesn't want the world to see him humble and low. He's coming to the feast to sit at the highest seat. He ain't coming to the feast and taking the lowest chair. You see, which the Apostle Gabar brought that precept out too. You know, the man who sat at the lowest, you know, he was worshipped, you know, which is, it's a form of worship when you look the word up, all right, by the rest of the men. Because why? He came in the right way. The only way to come in the right way is to view things in the spirit and not the flesh, man. All right. Hold up. It's a scripture. I'll just look it up, man. I'll just have to wait. Shit, I don't know. This is a good one. Yeah, matter of fact, we'll end it off here. But let's see. And this is the problem, man. All right? This is the problem right here, man. And we're going to get out of here. All right? Hopefully it wasn't too long, man, but something I wanted to do, you know, without going too far. But, you know, I met the men, you know, even the men under them, you know, the elders, you know, some of those, maybe some of the top apostles, who know, man. These men have beautiful spirits. They've taught me nothing but, they've showed me nothing but love, brotherhood. They've accepted me into their houses. They cook for me, you know. They receive my children. They pray for my children. They bless us, you know. You know, they teach us things. They constantly feed us every time we look up. They're feeding us with the word, which, man, that's comforting, man. All right? We believe in the Bible, man, and we gonna go into it. 1 Corinthians 3:1. And I, brethren, could not speak unto you as unto spiritual, but as unto carnal, even as unto babes in Hamashiach. For I have fed you with milk and not with meat, for hitherto you were not able to bear it. Neither yet, all right, now are ye able. For ye are yet carnal. For whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions, are ye not carnal and walk as men? This is the problem, man. Okay? Ye are carnal and walk as men. You see? And that can equate into today, man. You try to go into the spiritual things and Jake chokes on it because they're viewing it all carnal, man. You're gonna lose, man. You carnal niggas, you're gonna lose, man. Okay? We understand that the men that are set up on the planet Earth are set up because the Most High put them there, man. And we have faith in that. Okay? It's not about the Apostle Tahar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Kabar, Apostle Rakal, Elder Manatazah, Elder Sakaran, Elder Ainap. It's not about those men. It's not about me. It's not about any of us. It's about the spirit that the Lord put on those men. And that's how we're going to view them, and that's how we're going to continue to view them, man, until they show us otherwise. Because, look, we know that we're called, but we don't know if we're chosen. So this is where we're putting our faith. All right, this is the reason behind the worship, reverence. This is what it's all about. Through the Spirit, this is how I view it. So hopefully that was comforting to you, brothers and sisters out there who are willing to receive these words through the Spirit. All praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the elect. Shalom.